When I got back to the house, 2 uniformed cops were squeezed into seats at the kitchen table. It looked like something out of a play. It made our kitchen into a stage set. I'd found nothing in the tenement backcourts, trying the doors of the garden sheds, peering into their windows amid the brown smell of creosote. At one point I cut round the back, and when I saw the long ranks of wheelie bins on Pier Road, something tugged inside me, lightly clutched my heart. Could he be... Was it possible? And that stain on the boathouse next to ours, was it definitely oil? But then I pulled myself together, checked the gardens of Marine Court and the line of trees and bushes on Pier Road's north side before cutting down Bay Street for home. I'd searched with a dogged diligence, not so much in hopes of finding Rory as to stave off the moment when Rory's disappearance became a thing, an established fact. That moment appeared to have come. Sarah was making tea, which I remember irked me. What good would a cup of tea do? She set the mugs in front of the cops and sat down opposite, her work stuff still strewn across the table. I stayed leaning against the sink, aloof and slightly defensive. The police officers, in the prescribed proverbial manner, were far too young. A man and a woman, or a boy and a girl as they seemed to me. Constables Sharp and Mackenzie, with their bulky protective vests, their belts festooned with truncheons and pepper sprays and cuffs and walkie-talkies, they looked like kids in fancy dress. They took down the details: name, age, clothing, hair colour, height, and I remember bristling even then at how the Roriness of Rory, his bright, laughing, non-stop self, was being flattened into a checklist of features. The female officer started taking Sarah through it again, the narrative of the past 40 minutes, searching the beach, spotting the dog with Rory's sandal in its mouth. I went up the beach as far as the picnic table, Sarah was saying, and my husband went down to the play park at the far end. And you, sir? The male officer cut into my train of thought, speaking softly, almost slyly, not looking up from his notebook, as if I was supposed to regard the question as being of no importance. What were you doing in the period before Rory's disappearance? And I thought dispassionately, without any anger. I'm the suspect. Of course I am. It's always someone close, isn't it? Usually the father. I uncrossed my arms and took a seat at the table. I was working on a book, I said, doing some research, taking notes. You're a writer? A note of suspicion had entered his voice. An academic, I said, a lecturer. I teach at the university up in Glasgow. I'm writing a book on the Scottish ballads. He scribbled in his notebook. There was an awkward silence. He was wondering, I suppose, what sort of man spent his time writing a book about these Scottish ballads, whatever the hell they were. I was wondering too. And you were the last to see the boy? Well, I mean, he just went out to play, with the dog. He does it all the time. So, I mean, technically, yeah, I suppose I was. The policeman nodded slowly. I wished I hadn't said technically. It made me sound like I had something to hide. And he didn't say anything about where he was going? If he was maybe visiting a pal? He wasn't going anywhere, I said. He was playing on the beach in front of the house, throwing the ball to Bonnie, to the dog.